had warned his people through Moses that if they did not obey him, then curses would come. In the book of Deuteronomy, God had said, "You will sow much seed in the field, but harvest little, because the locusts will devour it." Deuteronomy 28:38. As a result of their rebellion, God was actually allowing a very bad thing to happen. The land of Judah was being attacked by great swarms of locusts. A swarm of locusts is millions of grasshoppers all in one place. These locust swarms look like an invading army. When one swarm of locusts left, another came. So, why would these locust swarms be such a problem? Well, what do locusts like to do? Eat, right? They like to eat all of the time. A locust or grasshopper eats plants, lots of plants. In fact, they eat their own weight in food every day. They ate all the plants in Judah and destroyed everything in the fields. God had sent this plague of locusts to judge the nation of Israel because they had sinned. He wanted them to worship him alone. He is the only true God. So God sent the prophet Joel with a message to the people. Joel begins his message by describing the locust swarms that were invading the land of Judah. In Joel 1:4, he writes, "What the locust swarms has left, the great locusts have eaten. What the great locusts have left, the young locusts have eaten. What the young locusts have left, the other locusts have eaten." Do you see that the prophet Joel said that the locusts had eaten everything? What one locust didn't eat, another one did. The whole nation of Israel had been attacked by tons and tons of grasshoppers. And since tons of grasshoppers or locusts had come into Israel, the land was destroyed and the food became scarce. Everything probably looked a lot like this picture. Nothing was left of the plants, the forest, and the fields. This meant that all of their plants and food was gone. But that wasn't all. Joel wrote in 1:10 that the fields are ruined. The ground is dried up. The grain is destroyed. The new wine is dried up, and the oil fails. Israel was now in a major drought and famine. Because there wasn't a lot of water, the fields were destroyed. The message that God sent Joel to preach. "Gather all the people and cry out to God," Joel said. "Blow the trumpet in Zion. Sound the alarm on my holy mountain. Let all who live in the land tremble, for the day of the Lord is coming. It is close at hand." Joel said that for those who do not trust in God, the day of the Lord will be terrible. Joel was telling the people to ask God to forgive them. The day of the Lord was a phrase that Joel used to refer to extraordinary events. He said in Joel 2:12 and 13, "Even now, declares the Lord, return to me with all your heart, with fasting and weeping and mourning. Rend your heart and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love, and he relents from sending calamity.